Hi everyone, and welcome to another Canadian Traveller vlog. We are back from Ontario, back in Edmonton, Alberta, after our trip to Ontario. Now, our trip to Ontario wasn't actually a planned thing. In the middle of a pandemic, we weren't really thinking that flying was such a fantastic idea, but we did have a family emergency that we had to get back to Ontario for. Now, we weighed out the risks with COVID and flying. The other option was for us to drive. And the difference would have been a 4-hour plane ride versus basically a 3-day drive.
Yeah.
And that's 3 days of more than 12 hours per day, more like 15 hours a day, I guess. And so we had to weigh that in. And then on top of that, it's not summer yet, so we could hit some snowstorms and road closures. And so for us, we weighed out the differences and decided that flying was the better route for us to take. Mm-hmm. Now, we did get to see some wonderful things in Ontario. We took advantage of the time that we had. The point of this video is to discuss COVID a little bit. And while we did fly, we don't recommend flying during this pandemic to most people. Again, it was a family emergency. And the reason we're talking about this now is yesterday we got an email from WestJet. Now, WestJet was who we flew with.
Yeah.
And it turns out that somebody that was within a close proximity to us has shown or tested positive, for COVID-19. They may have had it on the flight. They may have developed it after the flight. We don't know. But what we do know is that it was somebody that was fairly close to us. Mm-hmm. That's what the email says, and I'll post
between in our rows.
Yeah, somewhere within so many rows of us. And I'm going to post a copy of the email so you can read it. We were a little surprised. As much as we've tried to social distance, we were surprised that on the airplane there was no social distancing. I mean, on both legs, both directions, we had somebody sitting next to us, not anybody that was within our family bubble, which was how we thought it would be, maybe staggered seating, but it wasn't to be this way, and we didn't know. We did, however, take precautions, as well as carrying a little bottle of hand sanitizer, alcohol.
We doubled our masks.
We had double masks. Of course, took the mask down to take a sip of water, but put the mask right back on. And then once at the airport, we generally tried to stay 6 feet away, even throughout our trip. If you look carefully when we're at different places, for example, Niagara Falls, we're probably the only ones in the video that are actually wearing a face mask.
Some, but not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody. I don't remember, but I guess there was some wearing masks. Many weren't. We tried to stay 6 feet away from people at Niagara Falls. Ottawa was kind of easy because there really wasn't many people around at Parliament Hill, same as Bancroft.
Yeah. We tried to avoid touching anything.
Yeah.
On that trip.
Even in Niagara Falls when we went for dinner, we were very careful.
Yeah.
I liked how the restaurant was taking care of the sanitizing and so the whole point of this video is that even if you're trying to take all the necessary precautions, things still happen. Somebody on our plane has tested positive in the last 14 days. Now, I'm not overly concerned because the quarantine period is 14 days from the point of travel. We got the email yesterday, which was 14 days since we've landed. So somebody either had COVID on the flight or developed it after, but we've been on the ground in Edmonton for the past 14 days. So I feel confident we don't have it. But again, no matter what precautions you take, you don't know who's around you. You don't know who may have it nearby you. So we don't recommend traveling during COVID. We ask everybody to please be safe.
Yeah, and I think that was the very close contact. to us with COVID.
Yeah, I don't think we've come into this close of contact. I've certainly never gotten any messages.
No.
And this came from, well, it came from WestJet, but WestJet had gotten it from Canada Health Services.
Canada Health.
That this person had traveled within the 14-day period on this flight. So yeah, we ask everybody to stay safe. One day we're gonna get this virus. We're gonna kick it out of our lives altogether. We're gonna get rid of it. We're gonna get back to traveling and seeing really cool things. For now, we just ask everybody.
The advice about the 14 days quarantine, right? And we got that email yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is the 14 days.
Yeah. Today's day 15. So we ask that everybody follow your local government or your national government health criteria. You know, stay 6 feet away, wear masks, social distance, do whatever you need to let's get rid of this thing. We're all in this together.
Yeah, and the good thing is we don't have any symptoms.
We don't have COVID.
We don't have COVID. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So yeah, please everybody, be safe, and we will talk with you again soon.
Bye.
Bye. Hi everybody, and welcome to another Canadian Traveler vlog. We're back from Ontario, and we had a pretty good time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good conversation. Shall I try again? Hi everyone, and welcome to another Canadian Traveler vlog. We're just back from Ontario not that long ago, and I think all in all it wasn't a terrible trip. We saw some nice things, and Jonah's picking her nose. You know, flying during the pandemic, or, you know, getting less than the social distancing requirements. So even though we were traveling, we still tried to maintain. Why are you staring at me?
But we have to do it.
Neither of us have the symptoms of COVID-19.
No, just my
Good timing.